having a conversation about unity. So far, what I wanted to bring back to everyone is the Killer Mike series, which is Trigger Warning. How many of you guys seen that on Netflix? Okay, good, good. So, you know, he actually went into his community and he actually tried to go a whole 3 days with only supporting black businesses. And he realized he couldn't because we don't have the actual needs to make ourselves successful as far as having a grocery store. Where do you get your products as far as laundry detergent, deodorant, lotions? You know, he couldn't do that. And there's also other things that he talked about as far as the educational system, which is what are our kids learning in school? Why is it that the ancestry trip, after everything that we learned, how far technology is advanced, why are we still not teaching our children the truth about history? We also talk about different ways when it comes to religion, what's false, what's not. And we're also talking about different things when it comes to entrepreneurs and how you can actually start from a bad standpoint and actually turn it into a legitimate business. For instance, did you guys know that Bloods and Crips was actually started off to support the communities around you? It was a protector system. And actually the media split it to the point where it was like, you know, they're bad, it's about gangs, it's about drugs, it's completely violent. Not realizing if you do look at the historical record, Hells Angels actually has more of a violent record opposed to Bloods and Crips combined. So with that being, you know, once again, not having the education about who we are, what we stand for, us having legitimized business, thinking that, oh, the trap way or the street way is the only way to be profitable or be respected, he actually went out to his community, recruited some of those people and helped them start their own Coca-Cola line. So with that in mind, I actually wanted to give you guys a small little clip. It's about maybe 5 minutes long. It's not that long. I want you to actually hear his message and be inspired by it, because it's something as entrepreneurs you need to recognize when you start from the bottom, it's going to be a lot of trials and tribulations before you get to where you want to be. Because everybody has that forethought, like, you know what, this is the best idea ever. I have the best product ever. No matter what I talk to, and if I got to do it by myself, within 6 months, my business is going to just take off. But it's not like that. Let's be realistic. There's a lot of trial and tribulation that goes into having your own business, having the educational behind you, having people that support you, and as we talked about earlier, having that honesty, having that self-awareness, knowing what kind of attributes you have to pay attention to as far as your triggers and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a quick little clip. He did an interview, and I want you guys to respond to it, and I wanna get your response afterwards, okay? So go ahead and take a look.
We don't have to burn our city down, but what we can do is go down to your banks tomorrow. You can go to your bank tomorrow and you can say, until you as a corporation start to speak on our behalf, I want all my money. Right. And I'm taking all my money to Citizens Trust. And I would deal with the inconvenience of an ATM charge. In fact, we can sit down with Citizens Trust and we can tell them, like some of the other smaller banks, we're going to get you to waive your ATM charges. If we move this amount of money to your bank, then what we're going to do is to start to divert money away from the system. And this works. Apartheid ended in South Africa because students in America said, we're not flying Delta anymore. We're not drinking Coca-Cola anymore. We're not supporting any corporation that supports the apartheid and the enslavement of people who look like us. And I'm just saying, once again, right now, and I ain't saying march, hold hand speech. I'm saying take your money out of this dog's hands, out of their paws. Take your money. When it's time to vote for prosecutors and judges in Atlanta, Georgia, make sure they come before you and talk, or make sure you run your own candidates. It's time to get these dogs out of office that care nothing for you. It's time to get these people nationally. If a presidential candidate is not going to give you something, you stay at home. You stay at home. Because ain't nothing changed for black people anyway. You stay at home. I was talking to the elderly wife of one of the greatest civil rights leaders to ever have come out of Alabama and to have co-ran many marches. Co-organized many marches with Dr. King. Reverend James Orange, I was talking to her, and she said when people asked her about the recession and how bad it was, she says, what recession? Right. Because black people, you've always been so close to the bottom, you know what the dirt look, taste, and smell like. Atlanta is one of the 3 to 5th richest cities in this country with one of the biggest wealth disparities. So black people, take your money. Stop taking your money to Buckhead for a month. Don't you shop north of Greenbrier for a month. And see what happens then. If you're really tired of it, vote the entire school board out. All of those dogs. Get them out. Every single one of them. How they rewarded you. You got school system named for black emancipators and educators. They're not even giving children out that are reading and writing on a company function. So get mad about everything, because the same people that control your police, control your school boards, control your mayor's office, your city council office in this city will respond to you. If you wake up the political establishment in this city, they will nationally go to other cities and say, hey man, you know those Negroes in Atlanta who got it pretty good, they upset.
Right.
And if they upset, it's a problem nationally. If you stop spending money in Atlanta nationally, it becomes a problem.
Now, I know that was a lot to take in, but I feel like couldn't nobody say that better than what he just said. And this doesn't just extend for us being a black community. This is for all communities in general. If you want to have your own business, if you really want to support, you guys, once again, be honest about what situation you're in. Be honest about your finances. Be honest about what you want to do, how you want to move. Because at the end of the day, we can't continue to rely on the government, rely on politicians, rely on educators to teach us, to teach our children, to teach the people around us. We have to do that ourselves. So I don't want to just make this show about unity just to tell the people that are in this room or the people that's tuning in online that you can do it. I actually want to say this can be done. Because one thing that I'm doing is I'm actually taking a vow to only support community businesses. Everything that I have on right now came from a mom and pop shop. This is from Nickel City Baby off of 28th Street in Thomas. This hair is from New York West, which is off of 44th Street in Thomas. You know, I use her bath bombs. I'm getting ready to start using her hair. You know what I'm saying? I use people that start their own businesses because I want to see you guys grow. I want to see the people that are coming up after me get that encouragement like, hey, you know what? I look this way. I have this idea, but I can still make it. You know, we can't keep buying in to the advertisement that they sell to us because at the end of the day, those corporations, the NBA, the NFL and stuff like that, we've all noticed that they show their true colors. They don't care about us. Whether we're black, white, Mexican, Indian Rouge, it does not matter. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want us all to succeed. I want us all to be able to be there for one another and show that, hey, we can unite. We can all do this together. We can all be individuals. We can all have whatever dream that we have. We can get that one shot. And if you guys continue to support this program, this platform that I have available, we will be able to have that shot. So I just want to say thank you all so much for coming. I really enjoyed your energy, enjoyed you guys, the mimosas, the cupcakes, everyone that came out. I'm so blessed to have you here. I'm actually going to bring up a special young lady to close us out with a performance, and that's all for Opportunity Live episode 6. Thank you.
Always remember when you took me on my mistake.